Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. Do you smell what I'm stepping in? Oh yeah. So if you're watching this right now, that means it is release day for this bad boy. And I'm going to give you all those details here in just a second. But this is what it looks like when you get a Vero Axon, and check it out. This is what we're going to look at. This is the Vero Axon Mini, the first run, and this is a blackwash version. Now I've already had it out. I've been carrying it since Blade Show, but I'm going to show you just what you get when you get one of these bad boys. I'm going to show you what you get when you get one. And that's what it looks like on the inside of this double-walled, double-sided case, which is very nice, very, very nice. And you get a nice cloth with it. This is the Vero Axon Mini. Would you look at it? Just look at it and all of its Axonness. This was designed by Joseph Vero, and if you've been around the knife community for any length of time whatsoever, you had to have heard of Vero engineering. And then you have the regular size Vero, which I'll show you here in just a second, but then you have this one that is brand new. It just released today. Depending upon when you're watching this, it might not have released yet. I will have a link in the description to Vero engineering where you could go check them out for yourself. But you ready to see this blade? Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh yeah. So I have to say, I absolutely love the lines and the designs. I like the lines and the designs of the Vero knives. They all look so good. So many different variants and versions. And there's something about the lines that just keeps drawing me back. Let's get up here nice and close and look. Would you look at that? Just a beautiful black wash. I love how the swedge is, and it kind of comes down like, I'm not a soft sheep's foot. I'm modified, and I have some nice lines to me. Did I say lines? This should be a drinking video every time I say lines. But back to here, we have a good sharpening choil. It has a captive pivot with ceramic ball bearings in there. And if this is a frame lock with a steel lock bar insert. Did I say insert? It's an insert. And a milled titanium clip. Would you check it out? I love, did I say I love all this Vero stuff? And look at here. It is just so clean. The lines are good. They're not sharp. That's one thing I'll tell you about here in the ergos in just a second. It has a full-length titanium backspacer. It does not have a reversible clip. However, they do put out a lot of left-handed versions. I don't know if that one's going to be released for this or not, but these, you could get these in 5 different blade options, 3 different handle options, and 3 different hardware options. Like, you can make this reverse tux. You can have this however you like. I'm really digging this blacked out version. By the way, I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope you've at least smiled once. And a couple of quick specs for all you knife junkies. This bad boy is 6.5 inches long from tip to tip. It's 3.7 inches closed. Your blade length's 2.69 inches. That's on the sharpened edge. And it only weighs 2.65 ounces. And in case you were wondering, the blade steel is Bowler M390, baby. And you do have some jimping, a little bit of jimps going across here. And look at that. There's a Vero, and there is, and it will have your number on the bottom of it. Now, I've already had it apart. I've already cleaned it because I've been carrying it a while, but it is absolutely solid left and right, up and down. There's no play whatsoever, and that's no play with it being absolutely centered. I have a large width hand, and you already, if you've seen any of my videos, you know the width of my hand. So that's me giving it the old bees squeeze, and there are no hot spots. It's very, very, very comfortable. See how it's angled up here? None of this is grabbing, or none of it's digging in my hand. So with a large size hand, I still have a full 4-finger grip. If you have extra large hands, it might be a tad small, but that depends on how you carry this knife. This is like a lightweight EDC that you can always have in your pocket, and you don't even know it's there. It doesn't even weigh 3 ounces, but you get everything that you get with a Vero. I'm big time into utility cutting knives. I love utility features, and look how well it fits in the hand. It puts my finger right out here for doing cuts, opening packages. I open a lot of packages. It's easy for me to hold it sideways like this just to get just the tip into a box or open a package without damaging what's inside. The action on it is very, very nice. The reverse flick is just flawless. It has a great detent. It's not the strongest detent in the world. It's a detent that reminds me of a knife that is a front flipper, and that front flipper does work very well. The jimping was done just right to be able to grab your finger, and you can over the top it so easy. And you can basically open this any way you like. If you're a knife aficionado or a knife collector, I like the over the top flick. You can reverse flick it. reverse, upside down, flick. There's so many different ways. And by the way, reverse. The reverse grip is very comfortable. So I don't have any complaints about that. I like the fact that it has a sharpening choil. I mean, there's nothing but goodness to say about it. And if you have a full-size Vero Axon, this is what it's gonna look like. There's a little bit of size comparison for you. I really enjoy this one. By the way, this is the liner lock. This is the frame lock, but it's gonna be the same size. So if you have one and you were wondering about the size and what it's gonna look like next to the original size, then that right there should help you out. But I am so enamored, and I know that I use that word a lot, but when I can't help but flick a knife and use, excuses like, oh, is that a little string hanging off my bag? Schwink. Or you know what? I think I'm gonna eat an apple. Schwink. I love using knives. You all know that, but this, I've really enjoyed it as a lightweight carry. And with it not having a flipper tab, that gives you all this real estate right here so you can get right up in it. So you can get up close and really get in it to win it. The fit, the finish, the action, the ergos, I like it as a small carry for when I'm not feeling like carrying a big chonker, or it's an accoutrement or accompaniment, an accompaniment to a larger knife. Isn't that a soxy pair right there? These drop July 27th at noon Eastern time. So just a word to the wise, I know they usually sell out whenever they have these drops. And this one, it's gonna be a good one because some of the folks have said this one's just a little large for them. This one is gonna fit your fancy. But I'll put a link to Vero Engineering so you can go over there and check it out, or get your email on there so it reminds you when it drops. Now, when you're holding it, the jimping, it doesn't serve a ton of purpose for me because my thumb comes out past the jimping, but the main reason, and mainly what that jimping does for me, is gives it a very good top flick. It makes it so easy to not slip off. So I'm curious, do any of you have a Vero, or do you want one? Do you like over-the-top flipping? By the way, you can also use your index finger very easily with this knife to open it, and you're ready to go. So tell me what you think about it. And in the meantime, go watch this video. You're really gonna enjoy that. Until I see you in the chats, or the lives, or at the Hive stream every Friday night. Remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.